Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we are so thankful for your Son Jesus, whose death, burial, and resurrection was worshiped at this past Easter, and recognized that he gave us to us the promise of eternal life. Father, we're so thankful to live in a country where we have the privilege and opportunity to meet together in an open meeting like this to conduct the business of the city. Father, we're thankful for our employees and the hundreds of volunteers that give their time and talent to this city to make it such a wonderful place to live. We ask now, Father, that you watch over us, continue to give us wisdom and insight as we conduct the business of the city, that it might be according to your will and for your honor and glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here. Here.
Odell.
Here.
Arnett.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
This meeting is now called to order. First order of business is a public presentation, and I'd like to ask the city council to join me right down here for the first two presentations. The first one being the Arkansas Business City of Distinction Award in the Technology Advancement category, and the Illinois Office of Proclamation of that, and Donna is here.
We're tall with you. What are you saying? You say people is sign that.
I'd like to ask Paul Phillips to come forward to present. Great job.
You want a house down here yet?
Not good this year. I have some for the audience too, for publication. Anyway, just a brief moment, we got a lot of business my pleasure, thank you for the time to be here. As most of you know, I'm cruising associate with the Council of Arkansas Business. I'm further recognized I look back, I knew this was my first time, this is the fifth time. So congratulations on that. You're very focused. That's the thing to me is the city is not only the technology previously, they also had information technology, opportunity conservation, and more quality of life. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know, a lot of good things going on right. But so I want to congratulate you. There's probably a few in the audience not completely familiar. Let me just briefly say it is a competition and it's a competition design. To recognize outstanding initiatives throughout the state. So it is a real competition.
me understand technology. So I encourage you to read it, I enjoy it. And also, we'll also make you aware of the first year that the city recognize entity also listed every time the conference here. And while I think it's great that you recognize the members of the school, the reason I'm here tonight is I think it's really important next week's recognition of city leaders, employees, and others, volunteers. Again, as I mentioned, the mayor presentation as an article regarding the initiatives and conferences. What we've done is we've created a reprint of that article. And when you know, wrote it, really, it's cool.
I'd like to ask the very host to come up. He took a reason in a lot of the technology innovations that I'd like to ask you. This would not be possible without everything.
Greg, we're going to ask you to accept this on behalf of the public. Great job.
We have one more, you guys can stay, but I have one.
No, I think you can do that. Picture and then I'll really talk about numbers. Okay. This is the month that we celebrate autism awareness. Whereas autism, the fastest growing developmental disability in the United States, affecting more than 3 million people in an urgent public health crisis that demands a national response. And whereas autism is a result of a neurological disorder that affects the mental functioning of the human brain and can affect anyone regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, or socioeconomic background. And whereas symptoms and characteristics of autism may present themselves in a variety of combinations and can result in significant lifelong impairment of an individual's ability to learn, develop healthy interactive behaviors, and understand verbal as well as nonverbal communication. And whereas the effort to cure autism continues, doctors, therapists, and educators can help persons with autism overcome or adjust to its challenges and provide early, accurate diagnosis and the appropriate education, intervention, and therapy for future growth and development. And whereas ensuring that persons living with autism have access to the lifelong care and services needed to pursue the full measure of personal happiness and achieve their greatest potential. And whereas the city of Bryant is honored to take part in the annual observance of Autism Awareness Month and World Autism Awareness Day, in the hope that it will lead to a better understanding of the disorder, and therefore be it resolved that I, Jill Dabbs, Mayor of Bryant, Arkansas, do hereby proclaim April 2016 as Autism Awareness Month and April 2nd, 2016 as World Autism Awareness Day in Bryant, Arkansas, to raise awareness of autism and a variety of issues surrounding autism, as well as to increase the knowledge of the programs that have been and are being developed to support individuals with autism and their families. Thank you all very much for the work you're doing. Grad student at the University of Arkansas, Little Rock, and he is our intern. And he
So a couple of weeks ago, a group of us from the city went to a conference in Conway, a planning conference. I thought one of the largest takeaways from that was this idea of placemaking. So placemaking is centered around people and the people that are in the city. It capitalizes on local communities' assets and potential, and with the intention of creating public spaces that promote people's health and happiness and well-being. Bryant's unique growth put itself in a situation where people are Bryant's biggest commodity and investment. It's been one of the fastest growing cities in Arkansas. And most of you have watched over the last 15 years how the population has not only doubled once, but twice. And growth is an amazing thing, but it also comes with its own challenges and changes as well. Many of you have created memories in your neighborhood with friends you went to school with and neighbors that you've just grown up with and attended local events with your family. And it's all kind of easy to create these memories and these relationships. In a growing city like today's Bryant, those connections can be much more challenging to make. Shared spaces work towards creating a community story where public spaces become a part of daily life. They are forever linked with personal and collective knowledge. Placemaking creates emotional links with places and shares these links helps to build a stronger community. Not preserving Bryant's heritage and yet still moving forward with the work. This graphic I really like because it gives a simple way of explaining what it is that creates a place. And so you can see by the 4 different main categories, you have to have something that is safe and easily used. You have to have it, fun, it's special, it's sociable. People can, be social as they're doing it. And I think most importantly, it has to link, it has to be connected. So one of the best examples is with trail systems. For your trail system to really go, for it to really work, it can't just be a trail that, goes anywhere. It has to connect certain things together. So, like your schools, to your parks, to your neighborhoods, they have to have a reason to use it. If you don't give people a reason to use your places, then it's much harder to get those off the road. So this is a list of the benefits. I'm not going to go through all 10 of them, but they are all very important. I'm going to look at the top 3. So you have support local economies and attract business investments. That's sustaining the economy that's here and looking at the economy that's coming. But I think what's most important for Bryant, especially right now, is that active tourism. So Bryant has an outstanding parks system, and especially the fishing park. I think we've done an excellent job of getting in tournaments, events to use those, and it really capitalizes on the ability on our economy, making it stronger by going after this tourism factor. I think it's something that we have to continue looking at to really make us a place and make us different moving forward. So what I want to leave you with is this. You look at all the thriving cities around Arkansas, and even across the country, and they all have this place-making agenda going on. And so you have like hot springs roads, very much known as like Cincinnati golf course. But over recent years, they've been able to go in there and sort of transform to an outdoor venue area. They have these massive bike trails that go through there. They're really going for the arts and other areas to really develop not just their golf, which they have, but all these other areas to really make it even more of a tourism destination. You have Little Rock with its Main Street area, and you also have Fayetteville with its trail system and Farmers Market. Then you also have Conway. The way they develop their neighborhood and make them so they're very knit together, and then also their revival of their downtown area. One thing that they're really doing is how much that area has changed and how they're making it a social destination. And it really makes that place making, it really clicks there because you're making a place where people want to go, they want to be social, and it all connects with it. So that
The issue I'm here to speak tonight about is comprehensive concern, what it is and why it's important to consider. The current state law that we have in the internet is not a truly comprehensive law. It does not protect all workers from harmful practices. People who work in bars, hotels and motels, certain small workplaces, are just a few of the countless people who are in the law also doesn't address the rise in popularity, or the law doesn't address the evolution of life, the exploded in popularity, especially in communities. In short, the law chooses definitions that says certain people are entitled to free, and certain people are not. And those people who are not protected are put in a position of having to choose between earning a paycheck and protecting the public. Decision that most of us in this room time so you have the power to make sure that every single person in Bryant and that every single person is protected from harmful things. They never have to make that decision. So they would choose to live straight up to patient. One of the handouts you have in front of you tonight shows the devastating effects that ACA still has on Silver County. Almost $100 million in direct healthcare costs and productivity loss in businesses, just in Silver County alone. Another $10 million is going to ride out of the pockets of taxpayers of Silver County to go towards tobacco-related illnesses and medical. Comprehensive smoke-free policies help drive down these costs and lead to lower mortality rates and hospitalization rates due to smoking. The map you have showcases
That's it. How common these laws are across the country. Dozens of cities throughout Mississippi, Alabama, Missouri, even in the heart of tobacco country in Kentucky, have passed comprehensive smoke-free laws. Recently, just in Texas, 8 municipalities have passed comprehensive smoke-free laws in as many months. As you can see from that map as well, Arkansas lags dangerously far behind in passing these laws. As the leaders of one of our state's fastest growing cities, you have the opportunity to change that. My ask of you tonight is that at next month's City Council meeting, you take up a comprehensive smoke-free ordinance and make all indoor workplaces in the city of Bryant, now and forever in the future, smoke-free. In doing so, you'll protect the health of every single person in the city and continue the great work that you've done to showcase Bryant as a healthy, vibrant community. Thank you. I hope that was pretty well. Thank you. No applause.
Council, do I have a motion to approve the minutes from February 23rd, 2016? Motion to approve as read. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Now I'd like to ask Chief Jordan to come forward.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council, for allowing us to do something, to begin to do something in 2016 in a public format that we feel is very important. We want to begin to introduce to you in 2016 what we feel is our greatest resource. We want to bring that to you, introduce that to you, and that, with that being said, our greatest resource we feel is our people. and especially those people who have committed to work at Bryant and stay with Bryant, make Bryant their career. So we want to bring to you, beginning in 2016, employees who have reached a milestone, a 5-year, a 10-year, 15, and hopefully on into 2025 in retirement. So we've caught everybody up, and the first person in 2016 who has reached a milestone at that point is a 10-year milestone, and we would like to publicly recognize that person. So I would like to ask if the mayor would come around too for a photo opportunity. We would like to ask that Captain Tommy Hammond and his wife come forward, please, for recognition of 10-year service to the city of Bryant and the fire department. We have a certificate and a 10-year pin. We appreciate your service and we appreciate you staying with us in your career.
This time we will start our committee commission reports. Each committee report tonight will not place discussed in the agenda.
I'm not gonna use our preacher voices because the mic's not working.
The mic's not working at all. Okay, so we're good. Okay. We'll make that a technology, advancement for tonight. Next we have the departmental reports. Chris. The street has a departmental report tonight. Very first.
Yes, thank you.
World
No
premiere.
applause. Last month, I was introduced as your new Parks Director. I kind of wanted to give you an update on what's been going on, and also give you a heads up on what's coming next month. This month, I've just been asking myself and our team one question, and that's if we're going to accomplish one thing in 2016, what would that be? A very clear goal, something measurable, something we can really buy into. And I've decided with our team that our number one goal in 2016 is to kind of change our culture as a department. That we have a lot of talk in our city and our department about parks just surviving, and we want to change that. We want to talk about thriving. It's no longer just surviving. It's time to thrive. And so that means a couple of things. Over the next 4 years, we want to make sure that everyone connected to, everyone that participates in anything in the Bryant Parks Department has an excellent experience. And we have wonderful quality of life that we give people opportunity to connect, and to grow, and really be human through the Parks Department. We also want to have a very strong financial position, moving in a position of financial strength. And so basically, I want to repeat what we've already said. I think we've got resources that we need to thrive, and that's our people, our citizens. Love the Parks Department, are willing to serve and work, our members who give us good direction and good insight into what to improve. This past month, one of the things I've been doing is I've been calling personally anybody who doesn't renew their center membership. And it may be kind of weird for the director to call, but it's a great way to just ask, so why aren't you renewing? Is there something we could have done better? And over they've said, no, I'm just moving, I'm going to use it, or it's been a wonderful experience. So we're excited about the people and our staff and our partners, the partners we have with the various organizations that I really believe we have the resources to thrive. And from the survey that we've gotten back, 500 citizens, kind of told us what they want. And so what it looks like for us to thrive over the next 4 years is we want to finish what we started. We want to fix the flooding at Bishop Park. We want to, I want to restructure and staff for growth. Basically, the idea is instead of being reactionary, we want to be intentional and proactive for the growth of our parks through our staffing. We want to expand what we do well. One of the things we talk about is figure out what you're good at and pour gasoline on it. And so what we're doing well at the center, we want to expand that, provide other opportunities. And then we want to pursue other partnerships to help the parks thrive. We also want to build for the future. We want to see a park north of I-30. We want to see we'll continue the revitalization of Mills Park. We're pursuing partnerships right now to revitalize Alcoa and Ashley, so that we'll see by 2020 that the culture of the Bryant Parks Department will be that we are thriving, and we've got great plans for the future. If you have any input, any thoughts, anything you'd like to share with me, just email me, ctreat@cityofbryant.com, and then look forward to next month having more details about our plan to thrive. Thanks.
Okay, are there any other departmental reports tonight? Okay, this brings us to the time in our meeting where the mic is open for public comments. If you have public comment you'd like to make, step forward, state your name and address. If you'd like to be limited to 3 minutes or less. We'll have no public comments, so we'll be moving on. Can't remember the last time that we had old business. The council's being so efficient, we just move right on through new business and it never lands back on old business. So the first item of new business is a motion to approve the added job description of the canine officer. Chief Kaiser's here tonight to speak to that.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, council. Next is the 2016 step and grade increase in policy approval. We recently had a workshop on this where the police chief, the fire chief, and the HR director, and the finance director answered a lot of questions for council. If there's no other discussion or questions on this, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we'll move on to planning and community development. This is
On that policy change, we didn't vote on that, or act on it. It was included in that. Okay, so I hope it was covered all.
Item number 4, this is an ordinance with an emergency clause. We have a motion to put on first reading by title only, or first, second, third reading by title only.
Make a motion to put on for approval for first, second, and third reading by title only.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
An ordinance with an emergency clause, an ordinance amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance of the city of Orange to list on certain property located at 25300 I-30 North Line, RE, Residential Area, to sewer, no sewer, to 62 Highway Commercial.
Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Your roll call vote.
Billingsley,
Yes.
Malcolm,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Chandler,
Yes.
Gladden,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Rodell, Carmenter,
Yes.
Ordinance is approved. Is there a motion to adopt the emergency clause?
Second.
Roll call vote.
Billingsley,
Yes.
Rodell,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Gladden,
Yes.
Chandler,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Malcolm,
Yes.
Carmenter.
Yes.
property on Mills Park. Is there a motion to put on first reading by title only, or first, second, and third reading by title only?
Make a motion to put on, for approval, reading by first, second, and third by title only.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Were there any concerns with the public hearing on the resolution?
There were none?
None that I'm aware of.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
We actually got to read the ordinance.
Ordinance amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance of the city of Bryant to rezone certain property located east of Mills Park and south of Park Drive from RE residential, no sewer to R1S single family.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Roll call vote?
Billingsley,
Yes.
Chandler,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Higginbotham,
Yes.
Gladden,
Yes.
Stringer,
Yes.
Rodell,
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Ordinance passed. Is there a motion to adopt the emergency clause?
So moved.
Roll call vote?
Billingsley,
Yes.
Chandler,
Yes.
Gladden,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Rodell,
Yes.
Stringer,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Higginbotham.
Yes.
Ordinance 2016-5, the emergency clause, has been passed by the city council. Council, next we have items 6 and 7. This is the Barracuda swim team use agreement and the Central Arkansas Swim Club use agreement. These are basically the same as last year. Both organizations have approved them, reviewed, approved them, and the Parks Committee has reviewed them. Have a motion to approve both of these agreements.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, does the Barefoot swim team or the other one, whenever they have the tournament, like say, swim meet, do they collect all of the proceeds and keep it themselves? Or do they pay all that proceeds to the park?
They don't pay it all.
Just pay the $100 an hour or whatever?
It helps support their.
So they do get to keep some of it?
Yes.
Item number 8, resolution authorizing the city of Bryant to accept sewer system improvements from Saline County for the Collinsville community. Judge Gary is here tonight. He made a presentation on this at our last city council meeting. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This will be resolution 2016-7.
Judge, when are we going to start on that?
Rob, the next item will be to have a public meeting with the residents of the development, which is scheduled for the 25th of April. It'll actually be at the Church of Christ on Highway 5. So I have to remember the exact name of it here. To meet with them and to tell them what the process is going to be. We'll have members from the Arkansas Natural Resources there, as well as the Health Department and ADEQ to answer any kind of questions. The first thing I'll go in is we'll have to, once we get all the plans approved by the Health Department and everyone else through the city of Bryant, then we would bid the project and have to get permission to the Arkansas Natural Resources to proceed with construction.
What we just paid?
A resolution authorizing the city of Bryant to accept the sewer system on that Collegeville area.
Except sewer or sewer system. That's my concern. No, there's another sewer system. I know, but they're gonna put a sewer system here.
They're gonna build.
We're gonna-
Are we accepting sewer system, or we accepting
Ongoing in the future, yes, will be part of our system.
after it's adopted, after it's converted to our standards?
Yes, it'll be built,
It'll be built to our standards, and we will be responsible for it. There'll be customers of the city of Bryant. Basically, they'll pay the out-of-city rates for sewer service, and we'll be responsible for the system.
Right, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
City of Bryant will maintain it.
They're gonna do away with that, right?
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we're having to do this, is because ADQ and everybody else will shut it down.
They'll completely do away with the old system altogether. It'll be gone.
Chris, for their grant funds and everything, this says college building community, can we not put any kind of legal description to support them on their endeavors?
This was approved by the grant writers and approved by the county, and we pretty know which we're talking about. And it's basically the system will be engineered and designed and laid out, and all of the specifics of where it's at, and the easements will be deeded over to the city when the system's in, and that'll lay out what infrastructure or capital improvements belong to the city. Joy will appreciate that. She can add that to her fixed asset list.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Jeff, for being here tonight. Joy Black, our finance director, is up next. First, she will be presenting and asking for approval for the 2016 February year-to-date city financial report.
Just briefly, real quick, I've got a few things I'd like to read to you guys, or point out. I didn't bring any 2016 budget adjustments this month in keeping with our goal to try and have them once a quarter. In April, I'll bring them for vehicle insurance, workers' comp, stormwater, census, computer software, various other items. So if you notice those in the report that haven't been adjusted, that's why. Also included is the Dell asset disposal list, if anybody has any questions on that. On page 4 of the report, I added tax years from 2013 to the present so that we can see the differences over the past few years. On the next page, it's labeled page 1, but it should be page 5. And I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that I redid the cash reserve calculations as of the 2nd of March. And that was also on page 6 for water, wastewater. And note that if we complete all of our projects in this year, we will drop down below the 120 recommended days for our cash. That's not that big of a deal. It just means we need to pay careful attention to that when we go into the 2017 budget. It also is dependent on us completing everything, which weather and all that may not happen. Note on page 7, 8, 9 that I've added several rows at the bottom of the sheet this month to explore with you the balance sheet. As you know, council does not typically receive a balance sheet, in part because it is not a budgetable report. However, as we move through the still remaining open 2013 water and wastewater audit, I plan to start periodically bringing to council certain balance sheet items. We in finance are still working through several issues. One of the largest on the balance sheet is fixed asset, this Chris was joking about, and that is not reported in detail in the legislative audit report. So lots of work has gone into bringing that up to date and trying to get that ready. Note as well that Fund Electronic Tax 10 has been added to the report this time, and that also only has balance sheet items. So anyway, that was just some changes to the report and some things to think about. Does anybody have any questions on the February 2016 report?
On the streets, the amounts within the expenses, does that have to do with the fixed assets being added this month?
No, I think what you're, let me flip over to the page. I think what you're seeing is actually probably, was it just really high expenses per street?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's having to do with us paying out for the Raymore on and off ramps, and we get that money back when we do the bonds at the end of this month. So
Because
it was
713,000 that was under fixed assets that was added.
715. Which page are you reading?
And I just thought that's if it's the bonds, when we get it back, it's even better.
Okay.
Yeah. Which page do you have?
We're on page 7.
I'm pretty sure it's the 574 of the bonds. Okay, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I'm sorry, I have so many pages up here. So yes, that's what it is, the 574 for the bonds. Any other questions on February 2016?
Questions, have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, and the next one will be the year-to-date report for 2015 that goes into the newspaper April 1st. So, and That's included in your packet, both general and street and water, wastewater, and the state statutes that require that publication. Did anybody have any questions on that report?
Motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Council, I just wanted to take this moment to recognize Joy. In years past, has been a lot of stress on us with the work that's going to be done over time. And this is a legal deadline we have to meet in the city that's set by the state. And it wants to live on our radar, and we'll be prepared. Thank you very much.
Next is the resolution to amend the 2015 city budget, and that's just so that what goes into the newspaper, if you'll notice, they're very small now, actually net out to zero, but it's just for making sure everything is exactly perfect. So.
Have a motion to approve this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Approve resolution 2016-8.
And then the last thing is, like I said, we've had several computers that we've had for a while now, and Dell has a recovery program, and so we gathered up those and turned them back into them, and they will wipe the hard drives of those computers, which is a requirement. So that's what that list is for you guys, but I wanted it read into the record, put into the record for the audit purposes, if there was ever a question which computers we got rid of. Any questions on that? Yeah, definitely, because they actually have very little value now because they're so old. It's kind of a housekeeping thing. Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much for being here tonight. It's 8:04. We did a lot of presentations, and we did a lot of good business for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Council?
Second.